Here I have my beautiful impatiens. They're really happy in these little soil blocks. I have two different varieties. This is the Utopia mix and this is the Rose mix. Both of these seeds are from Stokes. And I'm going to just come in and I'm going to propagate them. So I'm going to cut them. I'm going to leave a couple sets of leaves and we're going to come in, and I'm trying to do this before I get any bloom. Oh, I might have to leave this one. I really want to see the color on these. I was supposed to do this before anything started blooming because it just makes it so much harder to cut. Oh no, I see some blooms in there. I might be a little late for that, so I don't know, maybe I'll leave one of each just so we can see the blooms. But I added 2 new blocks of soil blocks this morning, and so I'm going to just come in and I'm going to trim them, and I'm just going to cut where I can. Oh my goodness, this has got a lot going on here. I'm going to cut them and I'm going to stick them into the little soil blocks, and hopefully I have enough soil blocks, but we're just gonna get doing it. So I'm just going to use what I have on hand. I found these little nail clippers, so this should work. So I'm just going to come in and look at, I mean, you can see these things going crazy. So I'm just going to come in right here, cut that. So just pinching them all back. So I'm just going to montage mode. Cuttings in this tray that I just stuck. I just set them in water while I was working on them so they wouldn't dry out, and now I'm going to just stick as many of them in here as I can comfortably, and then we will go on to the other color. I just wanted to keep them separate, although this one is a little bit different shade of green, but I do want to just make sure I keep them all nice and separate. So hopefully I clean them all up pretty good. And I'm just going to stick them into the soil blocks and squish them in. Oops. So I'm going to put some of the smaller ones at the back there, just because they're closer to the other. I'll put the larger ones up here to give them a little bit more room. We are going to switch. I'm going to clean off my tray so I don't get them mixed up, and I'm going to start in on the Rose. I think that one's called Rose. Mix. It was a nice mix of colors, so I'll be happy with that. And then, okay, so in a matter of a few minutes, I just went and basically doubled my impatiens. Now, if you're worried about them, I'm going to show you. So those have been there for a couple weeks. I stuck them in. They're actually going to start flowering. I gotta prune those back too. So they're doing really good, and I'm going to take more cuttings off of these guys as well. They're getting out of control, but they're so pretty. I haven't had a chance to really... Oh, you got to see this new one that just opened yesterday. Hold on. Isn't she beautiful? So yeah, I'm kind of letting them bloom because they have enough room in their tray. And I don't have the heart. But once these are, they're done, I'll probably come and slide them off. Remember how I said I was hoping to prune this back before they started flowering? Oops. Yeah, that didn't happen. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna, so I already did it to my lobelia. I just did it, I just cut everything really low. And I'm gonna come in too, and I'm just gonna chop everything really low on the petunias. I'm gonna stick all of the ones I cut off, I'm gonna stick them in water. I'm not gonna label them, so they will just be miscellaneous color, whatever. And because yeah, trying to keep them all straight and everything would just be an absolute nightmare. That's not gonna happen. So we're gonna cut them all back, and then I'm gonna give them a little bit of fertilizer, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. All right, so that looks a lot better now. It is much shorter. They're gonna live in this little spot a lot longer. Here is my little, you can see quite a few. I mean, these are some pretty nice long cuttings on here. So they're gonna sit in here until they root. Here is my little pile of clippings. Now I do wanna highlight the fact that petunias are sticky. The leaves are sticky, the stems, all parts of the petunia are sticky except for the actual bloom. What that means is they can kind of trap pesky bugs. So some of this is dirt, but up here on this you can see kind of hanging on there. Can you see that? That's a fungus gnat. So I found in the grow room they're great because they act like a little bit of a fly trap. And in the garden, they worked really well as a trap crop for the aphids. So I had planted a bunch of petunias in with my tomatoes, and the petunias were covered in aphids, and it didn't seem to really bother them. They bloomed like crazy, and I never saw any aphids on the tomatoes. So I like to use the petunias as an absolutely beautiful crop plant. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do the same thing with these two varieties, but these ones I'm going to try and keep separate and label them so that I do know which are the lime and the burgundy. Oh my goodness, my poor babies. This hurts me more than it hurts you. Truer words were never spoken. So here's my little cuttings. They're just gonna sit in here until I find a better container for those. These 4 o'clocks are just, I think I'm gonna have to prune these back, and I might be pinching back my Gomphrena as well. We shall see. But that's it for now. I do want to show you a really quick update on the Impatiens. So these back here were the original ones, and then these here, as you can see, are the ones that I pruned, and I just propagated them by sticking them right in the soil, and I just kept them really moist. And look at, they're starting to flower. I've already pruned off a few flowers, but these are the, yeah, no flowering yet, but you gotta work on your roots. But yeah, they propagated super, super easily. The petunias can work that way. Like these ones here, I did that. I just stuck them right in the soil. But I find they're probably going to do better if I do them in water first. But you can just stick them in the soil. It's just you have to make sure you keep that soil really, really moist. And I don't want to flood out the rest of the ones in this container. So that's it. Yeah, that's it for this video. So stay tuned. We're going to be seeing even more petunias in the future.